You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes, I'm the winner, yeah. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm.
might be going crazy, I don't know what to do. My heart is screaming for you, babe.
I'm so great.
What I'm trying to say is that you make the sky look blue, even when it is gray, babe. Every time I'm feeling down, you can make it go away. Your light is shining bright on me, got no reason to be afraid. You're glowing in the dark.
You know what? This is fine. This is fine. We're gonna do some writing, and I have no idea what to title the document. I have no idea of anything. Oh boy. This is gonna drive me nuts because I thought I had it set where you could just raccoon noises. Capture window. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Too bad you can't capture just a specific. I can. I'm so smart. I'm gonna open another page. I'm so smart sometimes, guys. I'm so smart. Oh, my brain, like I said, is. I don't even know why I'm going into this. I don't know why I'm going into this. I can just go right to my documents. Like, what's the point? What is the point? There we go. Let's go back to Streamlabs. Let's put you. No. Brain. My brain is special. There we go. There you go. Now I don't have to worry about all of the things. So we are going to call this Project Drowning Gods. Just to be dramatic. Because why not, right? I know we all have such days. It's like this really bizarre, like, I don't know, maybe something's in retrograde, like maybe something's just fucked in my head. I don't know. I should have probably put that this stream is only 18 plus. So we're gonna start a project. This is our TIFF project. You know what? I'm going to instead do that created by Barking Dog. There we go. Because Barking Dog is fully pretty much in charge of this production, which is just essentially the same two people that I said, but who cares? There we go. I'm on another page now. Project Drowning Gods. Drowning dogs. Let's all drown the dogs. I'm not sure how I want to do this yet. If it's going to be multicam, if it's going to be singular cam, if it's going to be... But it is a drama. Class. Drama. Do I want to say drama with flashbacks, maybe? I'm not too sure yet. Multicast with potential touches of, I don't want to say horror. Maybe horror slash thriller. We're gonna see how this comes about. Runtime will be approximately 20 minutes. It's a short film, so we could go anywhere from probably about 15 to 40 minutes, with most people going around 20 minutes for a short film. Um, I don't know how many characters we're gonna have, but our main character, we don't necessarily have a gender in mind for main character. I think I want to leave it open and have both genders audition for this. Um, how do I want the overall sense of my character to be? I want to leave the looks of my character to be pretty ambiguous. Like I said, I don't really necessarily have an idea for this main character being a male or a female. I don't have any specific racial profile for this. I don't have any, like, nothing. I want to completely leave that open. Um, open profile in regards to looks and gender. Um, we may have more than one main character, as I said, in regard, whatever. Personality is likable. I don't necessarily want this person to be a likable, everyday kind of person. Um, I don't want to say middle aged because we're not going to be middle aged. Young, but older than youth. Um, broad appeal. Hmm. Starting with general personality traits, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Honestly, it's gonna have nothing to do with gods in the end. I think I just have this weird thing with calling my projects weird names. That has zero to do with the project at hand. It's actually a it's going to be a short film based on um mental health. So it's gonna have a lot of, it's gonna be a dark film. It's gonna be very it's gonna be the kind of film that resonates with you. Um, I don't, struggles with depression and anxiety, possibly PTSD. Um, actually, CPTSD. Um, average looks and I'm a horrible writer. This is the problem. Average looks and financial status. Premise. Actually, let's skip premise and just go right to storyline. How do we want to start this? The more details I can flesh out now, the more that I can avoid. Yeah, frame story. A frame story. Um, I don't know what to call. Let's start with calling our character, naming our character something. Let's do a gender neutral name so that way we can have the character be a boy or a girl or whatever in between. Atlas. I kind of like that. Atlas was a titan that carried heavy weight. We're going with Atlas. Atlas. At last, thank you, no, Atlas. Our main character. I keep putting at last. At last. At last. Atlas, our main character. I should probably move my head into the other corner, shouldn't I? Did I lock it? Oh, that's why it is locked. Let's move you up here. There we go. Let's lock you. Atlas is our main character, who is struggling through life like many of their peers. Why not? Struggles through life like many of their peers. They are neither rich nor poor, just living, just working to live and get by. They have many friends. Why am I putting this here? I should put this here. They have many friends and are neither rich nor poor, just struggling to get by. Does Atlas have a partner? I like that Atlas also is going to be like an Atlas. He carries the world, right? He's heavy, his burden is heavy, mental health is heavy. Like, I feel like it's a good heavy hitter. Beansels, what are you doing? I don't know if Atlas has a partner. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Atlas Atlas feels like they are in a loop of the day that never stops repeating. Their life isn't miserable by all means, but it's not like they are happy or even content. Life is monotonous and unfulfilling. Does that go on about mental health enough? Atlas has. So far, this movie is going to be boring. It feels like they are stuck. Or, as they say, drowning. Let's see. You know what? I'm actually going to close that out, and I am actually going to open Scenarist, and we are going to do that on here. Sorry, the old major lit major in me is. Do we know what the conflict of our main story is? Might help narrow the scope of it. What is mental health is he trying to overcome? At this point, the storyline follows Atlas, our character who is going day by day, and they're just struggling through the world, and they're depressed. They're not very. It's not that they're not exactly happy, it's not that they're not happy. They're just stuck in a rut, and it's them fighting through this depression. And the goal of this film is to have this awareness of almost what it's like on a day to day basis fighting depression or fighting mental illness and fighting this darkness inside of you. It's going to be very heavy, like I said. It's just a matter of figuring out how I'm going to do this. Create project. Here we go. New project. Yes, thank you. Project Drowning God. And like I said, the Drowning Gods have... Didn't I just do this? Did I click? So Atlas is carrying the weight of depression. That's actually not a bad start. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm really proud of myself for doing this. Did Scenarist close? It did. I'll just leave this here while Scenarist restarts. I have this concept, and I don't know how I'm going to incorporate it quite yet, but Atlas is going to be drowning at the end of the film. And throughout the film, we are going to see these people drowning. Every person drowning is going to be in a silk. Every silk is going to be colored a different color representing a different mental illness. The ending shot for Atlas is going to be Atlas losing their fight, and while they're losing their fight, and the silk is falling off of them, and they start to turn gray, like they look out and they see all these bodies in different stages of drowning. Some have turned completely into gray, and those are representing our lost victims to mental illness in whatever way. They are no longer in the fight. Other drowning victims are going to be in the midst of drowning, like I said, with the silk falling off of them, like fighting the silk different ways. Atlas is going to see this, and it's going to make them fight. And our last shot is going to be a black screen and the sound of Atlas breaking through the water, taking a deep breath, as if for the first time. And that is how we were ending the movie. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this. Because it's going to be quite, I'm going to have to move myself again because Scenarist is going to want... There we go. Script name, Drowning Gods. Header, we're going to leave that. We're going to leave you. Logline, synopsis, characters. Let's add our character here. Name, Atlas. I like the weight that Atlas carries. Real name. We do not have a real name yet for Atlas. Atlas is a purposefully, I cannot spell, generic character. Average in looks, intelligence, and all other things. Atlas also carries... Actually, we're going to leave that. They are neither happy nor sad, just living in a constant state of monotony. They are also neither rich nor poor, just living to get by. They have. I'm a like I hate having errors in my script, so I correct them. And I know that's like controversial, and you probably should just write. They have lots of friends, are loved by family. Um, how else do I get across that you are just exactly like silks flowing in the opening credits? Like I've got so many good ideas and none of them are like minored ideas, and this is the same thing that actually happened with Inside Self. Um, which sucks because Inside Self is like, oh god, I feel like I'm never gonna get that produced. Which, for those of you who don't know the update on Inside Self, we currently do have a main actor that is very interested in playing the main character of Inside Self, who is the one that we actually wanted. We just need to make an offer on him when we get finances, which is like probably when I win the lottery, but you know, whatever. They have lots of friends. They are loved by family. They are just your average Joe or Jane. I need. Do I give Atlas a last name or do I give. No, I think I'm gonna give Atlas just this ambiguity that leaves it so that it could be. Atlas could be anybody you know. It could be you. It could be somebody older than you. It could be somebody younger than you. It could be anybody you know. Leaving it ambiguous. Ambiguous is probably for the best. That way I don't play a bias like I did with Benjamin. Um I don't know though how I want to introduce any kind of other characters. If other characters are going to be their own character, or if they're going to be viewed from the eyes of Atlas, or if I want to introduce, like, I have an idea that my co producer came up with of this idea that over these shots of somebody drowning in those silks, we have like a voiceover of like what the mental illness is that this person is suffering or something. Like, I wonder if I do this in the lens of what's the name of this movie? It's got like a car crash in it, and it's like six different people's lives, and it's all together. Um, and each like timeline is a different character. That might work. And each character maybe has this scene of drowning, but instead of it being the drowning scene, I'm kind of liking this idea. Our timelines will be followed by our characters. This is true, Jetfest. The focus isn't necessarily on his depression itself. The focus is to kind of bring awareness and light to the struggles of people with mental illness. So I'm wondering if doing this from a multi-character cam point of view, kind of like that movie that I can't think of the name of, but we have shared scenes, like the drowning scenes aren't from a character's point of view until the last point of view. Maybe we never see the other characters die. Maybe we imply that those characters. Hey Jesse Cat, how doing? I think what I might do is that all of our drowning scenes are going to be from like a broad view, like a no person's land. That it's not necessarily, or maybe it is kind of assumed it might be through Atlas's view. Yeah, they're all tied together. Their stories are all tied together in these drowning views. And slowly we notice our other characters dropping off, and we get these drowning views where the silk falls and they turn to like stone, we'll say. And as Atlas sees in the last scene, maybe, these other people losing their silks and losing their battles by whatever the human brain makes up, whether it be suicide or euthanasia or whatever, we're never, I think, being purposefully ambiguous about what that drowning means could be really interesting and maybe even a little bit like artsy, where we're like, we don't necessarily say that they're dead, but it's kind of implied that their progress, their story has come to a close somehow, and whether they have healed from that mental illness and it is no longer a thing, or they're being medicated, whatever it is, this state, they are no longer in the sea of drowning. Yeah, they kind of jump out of their bodies, or we assume their bodies have altered. There's something, they're no longer them somehow. They've lost their battle somehow, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, whether it be emotionally. It has cost them something, and it has physically altered them to the point that their body is no longer recognizable as alive for whatever reason. The only one we see survive, and we don't even see survive technically, I think would be the best way to play with this, is to have that black scene where we just hear the of Atlas taking their first breath out of the water. What we don't know is necessarily, did their body underneath, like, theoretically, depending on how your mind has interpreted the other scenes and how your mind has gone through mental illness, whether through the viewer or through somebody they love, they may interpret that as Atlas has died and gone to heaven. They've gone to hell. They've been reborn. They've lost. There's a lot of places it could go. And I think that's what I kind of want to do, is have this be that there is not really any answers out there, because I feel like there's no real answer for mental health. There's so many different ways to get out of it that, hey, maybe you close yourself off and you stonewall yourself and you become this monster, but you're still alive, but you can't fully let anybody in. Or, there's this ambiguity of it being, and this is for TIFF, they eat up art stuff like that. So it's like the more arty it is, they're probably going to be like, yeah, arty things are us. I think if we're doing a 20-minute film, let's have Atlas. Let's go back to our. It's been a while since I have played around with scenery, and I can't remember exactly. Add how did I add character? Add character. Add character menu. I know how to do this, and I don't remember script editor. I don't remember what I'm doing. Navigator, cards. Oh yeah, I remember what cards are. I remember that. Okay, here we go. Characters. Add characters to project. Should we continue? Yeah, so kind of how like dreams come with the movies. So let's have Atlas have depression. Atlas suffers from depression. Then let's give us a new character. Do we continue with god names? Because that might be kind of fun. Like, is Persephone a name anymore? Like, I know obviously Persephone was a god, but do people name their kids Persephone now? Do people do people still name their child Persephone? You know, whatever. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. Persephone. Add. Persephone is how do we want Persephone to be? Persephone is high class. She's all couture and she's all couture and lattes run in her blood. Blood. Persephone's gonna be an eating disorder, I think, would be kind of. Or would that be too on the nose? Rates. She's daddy's little girl and has always gotten what she wants. She's the daughter of a politician. And pressure on her is pressure to not only look good, but be be I don't know how to be a model citizen. A lady. She's a lady. Due to such pressures, Persephone has developed an eating disorder. Um, Guilt feeds into her. Guilt fed into her from family and campaign people. Campaign. I don't know anything about politics. Campaign managers make her feel worse and eats her alive. I like you. I like you. She's an aristocrat. Let's do one more person. I don't know if her weight is necessarily. I think I kind of want to leave it open so that her weight is maybe it's that she is overweight, or maybe it's that just the pressures of being, you know, beautiful and young, likable, da 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 da, has just led her to like anorexia rather than. It could be bulimia, it could be anorexia. Um, what are we going to call you? Actually, what are the names of all of the Titans? Prometheus, I know. Thea. We could keep all of the names being Titans and name you Rhea. Actually, I kind of like that a little bit better because then you're not all gods, you're Titans. Hmm. Hesiod's theogony. There were 12 Titans, the brothers Oceanus, Coeus, Crius, Hyperion, Lepidus, Cronus, and the sisters Thea, Rhea, Themis, Mnemosyne. I can't even never say that one. Mnemosyne, Phoebe, and Tethys. We could do Phoebe. We could do Phoebe. Wasn't Atlas a Titan? Or is Atlas a Greek Titan? Atlas is a Titan. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. What are the other Titans then? Titans. Who are the other Titans? Mythology. I want more than just the original Titans. I just want the oh, here we go. Hades is a Titan? No, he's a god. Hades is a god. Why is Atlas not listed here? I'm so confused. I don't. What are the Roman names for the Titans? No. I want more than the social norm, like in Japan. How pretty. I know, right? Titans. Titans that are out the same. I should know this. I majored in this. Atlas level Titans. He Atlas was. Who are the other Titans in God of War? I so don't know why even anymore. Thank you for the sub. Hyperion, yeah, I know, but that, like I want something. Atlas isn't listed as a Titan, which is kind of bizarre. We could do Prometheus, but I feel like Prometheus isn't a name that people would name their kid anymore. I mean, neither is Helios, though. Uh, no. I don't know. Is Hercules a Titan? We could do Hercules, although I don't know that that's very. Hey, Dargar! Trying to come up with a name. Yeah, I'm writing a, a thingy and I'm trying to come up with a Titan name. And I've got Atlas and I've got Rhea, but I mean, I could do Phoebe, but then I guess Atlas will be. Yeah, yeah, let's just do Rhea. Let's do Rhea. Or we already did Rhea. Asteria. Asteria. Asteria could be a pretty good gender neutral name. What's the cultural context? None whatsoever. It's just, yeah, cuz. Oh, um, ooh, if we could link the names to their mythological namesakes. So, I mean, yes, and I guess in a way we kind of have done that. Atlas has depression. Rhea, um, let's look up the Titan Rhea here. Let's let's look up the Titan Rhea. Um, Titan Rhea, Mother Goddess. Do 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 do. Ancient Greek. Yeah, we know that. Do we know much about her personality though? Mother of the gods. Mm, 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 mm. Wanted to marry. Ew. Born to the earth goddess Gaia. Da 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 da. Okay, she's kind of a badass bitch. Yeah, I could see her being in the political realm. She was originally worshipped on the island of Crete. What? Yeah, I know that, but um, rhythmic, raucous chants and dances accompanied by the tympanon to provoke religious ecstasy. Maybe we make Rhea more of a hippie. Hey, Jules. Or maybe we just have Rhea be. Hmm. I know one of the hardest Kaizo hacks to start with. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. It's okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna bring this movie to TIFF and I'm going to kick people's butts out of the water and we're gonna be awesome. Um, she likes music. Rhea likes music. So maybe being a politician isn't the best thing for Rhea. Um, she appears as the mother of the gods, which, yeah, we knew that. Rhea only appears in Greek art. Well, I guess she can be shown wearing a crown, linked by lions, riding a lion chariot. Okay, maybe she is kind of political. We'll leave her as is. We'll kind of leave her as is. We could do Oh Hestia. Oh Hestia. Gaia would be a good politician name. And I suppose Gaia theoretically is a Titan, but Rhea is the goddess of Saturn in Rome. Creusa. Oh, Creusa and your Fall of Troy. I'm so crazy. According to Hesiod, Rhea had sex. Yes, Rhea had sex. She had children. Um, Themis was an interesting Titan. Mm, 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 mm. What about Dione? Kind of like Dione. Oasis. Oasis. Gosh, I worship Oasis. You know what? We're gonna do Dione. What do we know about Dione? We're like the kings and queens of depression over here. She is a titaness from Homer's Iliad, where she tends to be suffered wounds suffered by her daughter, or she tends to the wounds suffered by her daughter Aphrodite. Um, Dione, also called Dionea, that's Aphrodite, Peloponnesus, worshipped as a consort at the temples of Zeus. Herodotus called this the oldest oracle in Greece. Cool. I do remember that. So this is the mother of Aphrodite. I guess this makes more sense to be our vain politician. This makes more sense to be our vain politician. Um, and then Rhea. Rhea. What are we gonna make Rhea? Um, I'm thinking about re-listening to the audiobook. It's been a while. This is not easy, and I don't know why I wanted to take on this task, but good luck. Happy plotting. Um, let's make Atlas our. We'll keep whatever. Whatever. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Rhea. Rhea's gonna have PTSD. Anxiety PTSD. Rhea has had a hard life. Um, they have had. I'm gonna have Rhea actually be a either gender neutral or female. So I'm gonna put they. they have had they have felt like disappointment has met them around every corner. This is such a down street, like it's gonna be so depressing. Um Look at me guys, I'm making disappointment. Um Abandoned as a child. Rhea never quite got the hand of being part of a family, and as such has left them with often debilitating anxiety and PTSD. See PTSD. Now, what do Atlas, Rhea, and Dione all have in common? I was like, how do I get back to the script page? They are all fighting mental illness. This is ridiculously difficult to do. This is my writing style. It's going to drive a lot of you insane, and I'm sorry. But I'm like, scripting and everything is the same to me, and I'm bad at it all equally. How do we want to open this? Why? Scene heading. Let's see here. Shot. Outdoors. Body of water. Underwater cam. I'm the most boring person in the world. We can go general intro or open with an internal catalyst. Like the way first chapter is being handled from the last remake still. Dear God. I feel boring. Underwater cam. Action. Actually, we're going to go with um I'm going to put it under action. Actually, we are going to do a shot. Slow zoom out. Action. Action. Slow. Slow. Fade. Fade in and slow fade in. My brain is thinking and it can't think of the thing that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a thing. actually, instead of slow fade in, slow zoom out. And then action, we are going to start on bubbles rising in water. Atlas swims into view, submerged, eyes closed. They stop and just float. What was that? Sorry. Alt C, control U. Atlas. Voiceover. This is the hardest thing. Depression. Sometimes it's like your world is taken from you. Sometimes it's like all color has been stripped from your field of view. And then sometimes these are the worst. It's like you're drowning. Slowly. Slowly. Tortuously. With nobody else in sight to hear you, see you. I'm gonna go get a snacky, and I will be right back.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my hair down if I want. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. My shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder.
Alright. How are we going to tie in these characters? Is the question. Hiccups. And how do I want to do this? Do the characters ever interact? This is so difficult. Okay, we're gonna save you. You've already been saved. Excuse you! Thank you. Douchebag. Yes, project was... Oh, well, Pounce just modified it. Finn, not for you. Finn, not for you. Why? Finn, not for you. Alright, let's go back to our document here. And let's just do this. Hi. You guys are torturing me, I swear to God. There we go. Oh, why? Oh, why? Hmm. I wonder. I should not have closed the nurse. Oh well, whatever. Our story starts. Thank you, Finn. With Atlas floating in water, underwater. Do we make? Nah, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Also floating underwater. From here, we pull out to see them at a psychiatric appointment. Let's leave it vague for now. Are they in the hospital? Are they not? Who knows? We'll leave it purposefully vague. Um, I want to discover. There's our starting. Here we're gonna let's write our ending so we have the in between, and we just gotta figure out how to get there. End shot. The end on a wide shot of under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea of sadness, we see various bodies floating in different stages of drowning. This seems so morbid. I don't want it to be morbid. It's gonna be beautiful. I promise. I'm not fucked up in the head. We see not too far off from Atlas Rhea and Dione floating in a position of death. Why don't we just say it? Floating dead. Let's not beat around the bush. They're dead-ish. We will get there with hope. A dream and batch crazy. Yeah, not wrong. Floating dead. They no longer have silk wrapped around their bodies. They are gray and stone-like. Um, Let's give Rhea. What is the color for anxiety? Green? No, I want to, like, represents anxiety. Interesting. That doesn't help me in um how do red, I guess. If red tends to trigger stress and anxious. We need them to be like not gray because that's not going to work very well. Um, is this the River of Souls? I like it. This could be the River of Souls. The River of Souls. I don't feel like colors representing mental health. Color psychology? Is this no. What color is the anxiety ribbon? What color is the anxiety ribbon? Wow. Teal. It's the River Styx, the River of Souls. Hey, Schnutz, we are working on writing a uh play screen write thing doohickey. A teal silk is just has just fallen. Just fallen from Rhea. Um, we should probably put somewhere here. Teal silk represents anxiety. Now, what color is the depression ribbon? It's probably blue, let's be honest. Lime green? Why not? Let's just roll with it. This is just gonna be some sort of awkward. Is there a ribbon for eating disorders? Lilac is for let's see, lilac ribbon as the official international symbol against eating disorders. Sure, why not? Lilac. We need to note those because those are going to be our main character silks. Finnegan, what do you want? There's nothing for you. Nothing for Finnegan. Um, um, how are we going to... Atlas looks over fighting against their lilac silk. They notice Rhea and Dion, along with the countless others in various stages of fight. Battle. Battle. This is a battle. Before that, I think Atlas has to give up. I think Atlas has to start giving up. Um, to the quiet. This is hard. But why? Atlas goes to surrender to the quiet, but at the last moment starts to struggle against their silk. Why do they start fighting? Something has to switch on. What do we want to switch on? What would be a reason that you would try to fight against your perceived illness? Okay, I'm ready. Hmm. I mean, we could go in a Lord of the Rings direction with like the Arwen thing where she's like going to the land of the undying and she. Hello? She sees her son. Maybe a beam of light just lights up. I think I like that. A beam of light. Like, there's nothing specifically that targets. Like, I think it's the kind of same thing you hit rock bottom. Maybe as they start to sink, as they as they start to sink, they beam of light filters into the water. And they suddenly fight back against the silk. The disease. As the struggle gets more intense, what could as the struggle starts to get more intense, is this when our screen goes to black and we get Atlas. Emmett! What, my man, are you wanting? Hello, Emmett? Emmett, what are you doing? There we go. Take my thyroid medication. Let's give Emmett some food. Emmett. Emmy Bobemmies. Ooh. It's the Emmy Bobemmies. There you go, Emmett. I would fight for you. Yes, I would fight for you, Tiggy Beans. I would fight for Tiggy Beans. I would never let anybody take me away as long as there's a Tiggy Beans. There you go, Razzles. I love you too, Raz. Sorry, I just am bonded to Tiggy Beans. Yes, I'm bonded to the Tiggy Beans. There's the beans. There's the beans. As Atlas starts to fight, I got it. I've got it. Gluten versus bulimia. As Atlas starts to fight and the struggle becomes more intense, they reach out to Theon and start fighting towards the surface. Cut to black, and we hear someone taking a breath as if for the first time. I like that we don't know who is taking the breath, or both of them taking the breath, maybe. We don't know. We don't know. And I think I want it so that they don't know each other. That Atlas is just reaching out to the closest person they see. And they're giving up. They're almost like their silk has fallen. They are turning gray. And then they just hug it. But how do we incorporate the rest of the shots? And how are we going to have the rest of the story? This is as far as I have made it in my thoughts. Hmm. This is not easy. How am I going to have this done before me? I know quite a bit about um, gluttony. I'm a glutton. No, I actually have struggled. In the past, I have struggled with um, anorexia nervosa, and I have also struggled with binge eating disorder, which is bizarre because I don't really think that it's binge eating disorder, but apparently binge eating is what it's called when you binge all of your allotted calories for one day in one sitting. So I don't know. To me, that's not binge eating is when you binge eat on like and you keep going, but I never kept going. I would like calorie count to a point and then I would not let myself to binge eat anymore. Now, do we make. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I do not know how I'm going to do this. I really don't. Womp womp. I think that the best thing we could do is make everything go on one single timeline because then that's going to be easiest for me because I have to be the one to film it and edit it. Maybe I'll get somebody to edit it. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to also look into bursaries and stuff for this because I'm gonna have to rent a pool somewhere apparently. Um, Now how do we get from point A to point B? This is the question that I have no freaking clue on how to do. This is why I'm not a writer. Uh, I really don't know. Do we save the drowning bit until the end? Is this going to be a reoccurring bit? Obviously, it's not a bit, but is this going to be a reoccurring scene? I like the thought of incorporating water to be a weaving kind of thing, but it's like, how am I going to do that without it? This is why people hire writers. Is this going to have 7 different stages? Oh gosh. No. As much as I would love to give it 7 different stages to mimic Dante, um, I would like this to be about a 20-minute film. I mean, that would be pretty quick. I think it's going to be. I'm really bad at this, guys. I don't know why I've decided to take this on. Making a river called Styx in reference to it would be the easiest. Well, it's 7 steps to fight off anything. Yes, that's true. The 7 steps of addiction, 7 steps of eating disorders. How do I show this and be. Oh, addiction's 12 steps? I should have known that. I was going to be a social worker at one point. how do I do this but be I have to be respectful, I have to be transparent, but I have to be honest. And I have to be sensitive. That's what I liked about the water being reborn too, Jesse Cat, is that because we don't know, I'm never having it said specifically if the stone dead people are actually dead. Are they in a transformation phase? Are they. We don't know. It just kind of is going to remain this mystery of what they are. Uh, and I think that gives it more ambiguity, and it'll be able to have uh, the viewer connect a little bit more in their own way instead of letting the film dictate what the viewer should feel. I kind of want to take it the other way and have it like the viewer be able to interpret more what the film is stating based on their experiences with mental illness or with people they know having mental illness. Um, and I don't know that my original vision's gonna fit this one because originally what I wanted to have done, yeah, almost like a potential limbo, but you don't know. Like when they're popping their head out of the water, is that because you know, they're not giving up? Is this like them being reborn? Is this them transforming? Is this them shedding the mental illness somehow and, you know, blocking it off? Is it somebody putting up walls and not letting people come in? Like, there's so many ways that you could interpret it. Um, I mean, theoretically, you could even take it in like an abortion sense, like somebody aborted their problem. Like, I don't know. There's so many ways that you could deal with mental illness that it's kind of just this we're all in the ocean of it together, but how everybody comes out of the ocean is different. So whether they come out alive or not, whether they come out healthy or not, whether they, it, it's this journey. And originally, what I wanted to do was have this moment with our main character where, in a horror movie type fashion, reality just bleeds into like the illness, but I don't think that's going to work for Atlas for many reasons. Because Atlas originally wasn't meant to have a known illness. It was supposed to be like just mental health issues, so that way you could connect with them with whatever you had. But I feel like if we give that arc to Rhea with having this anxiety, that I wonder if we do this on a play. So with Rhea's storyline, it sort of becomes that her anxiety and PTSD memories and everything kind of shift into her reality and it just becomes glued together and they can't tell what's real and what isn't real. And then I think a choice that we could do with Atlas's storyline is have everything dull in color. Because with anxiety, you have these fleeting moments, especially PTSD. I have experienced these fleeting moments where I can't quite know if my memories are real, if they're altered, if it actually happened. And there are periods of times in my life where it feels like the reality of what's going on and the PTSD has kind of merged into this. I don't know what's real in this memory or not. And I think by doing that kind of horror movie kind of trope where it slowly bleeds together, we could picture what living with PTSD or anxiety is like. By taking that kind of noir film kind of style where everything's kind of just dark and dull. It's not sunny and bright. It's not colorful. It's just kind of how we put like it's monotonous. It feels like everything is drained of color but not completely black and white. We're kind of just dim and dull and kind of faded. But if we're going with something like that, what would we do for Dion with eating disorders? Or what can we add on to eating disorders to give a spin that would have something that would only be happening with Dion scenes? That's what I need to come up with. I can't think. Hmm. Yeah, having the visual kind of mimic and dull underlying pain associated with disorders, and then with your anxiety, you never quite know what's real and what's not. You kind of like not in that you're not obviously seeing things, but you don't know what to perceive as real or not with anxiety, I feel like. So it's always you're always on edge. So having that kind of horror tropey thing, I feel like will make it always like you're on edge. Whereas, it's dull, it's dark with Atlas. It's painful. It reminds you of just that dull feeling, like a graininess. It's not comfortable. It's not just seeing it kind of makes you just like, ugh, like not even depressed necessarily, but just ugh, like this is like trudging through mud. But with Dion, there has to be something. It's weighty, it's exhausting. There's gotta be something else that I can. Something visual that I can do. What could I do for this? When I have my anxiety come up, I think of all the bad outcomes and that can happen and have an answer for each outcome. Yeah, exactly. You get this. It's like, it's just sheer panic with anxiety. With Dion, I feel like it has to be maybe Dion. There's gotta be something that I can do for this. Unless I just leave it and just kind of leave that as a figure it out later kind of thing. That might be our best option for Dion's. We can figure out what that kind of tone will be. when you're going through depression, I feel like Atlas's story is going to have to take a it's going to be a struggle. Atlas has been trying to make their life better. They've been looking for new, exciting opportunities, new jobs, something to spice up their life. But nothing has come their way yet. Each time they aren't called back, rejection. After each rejection or negative moment, more color is drawn from the world. Yeah, exactly. It's you're kind of just stuck in this loop, right? And you just every time you get a rejection for another job, that's just one more person that doesn't want you. You're not good enough. Every time somebody says no to a date, like, oh, what am I, stupid? Like, it's just another thing to add on. And they're just slipping deeper and deeper. Do you have water, Bean Bean? Oh, yeah, you do. They're slipping deeper and deeper, and as they slip deeper and deeper, we see that color physically draining. I know, it's so sad, but we need to turn this around somehow. And I feel like that's going to have to happen when we're in the water. But how do we end up in the water? Is the question. Do we physically see Atlas jumping into the water? Is this just a cut to the next scene kind of thing? And what is going to cause Atlas to reach out to somebody else that is struggling and drag them up with them? They're in the crap of it, they're lugging through it all. When Atlas is at their worst, they jump into the local river, Styx. when they plunge into the water, we see the Sea of Souls. This is true. But mm, is our moment going to be that Atlas plunges into the Sea of Souls and sees the impact that mental health has had? They see all these bodies in different stages of fight, of battle. Some fresh, some losing, some already lost. And that gives them the spark, I guess. Yeah, I kind of like that. Atlas looks around. Atlas gets a flash of insight, a flash of the view before them. Various people stuck in various stages of battle against their illness. This sparks them to reach out to the person closest to them. And fight, dragging both of them to the surface. I like that, Jessie Cat. I like that. Or do we make it Rhea that Atlas reaches out to? Because then it would make more sense. Yeah, let's do it Rhea. Because Rhea's had a rough life. They've been abandoned. They're maybe homeless. Um, a lilac silk has actually we don't need that there now. Hmm. Actually, we're going to go like that, Rhea. Reminds Atlas of themselves when they were younger. Atlas drags them both. I like this. Lucky this. I lucky. I think I'm going to end it there. Yeah, we could do that. We could. We've got a lot of ways we can go from here, I think. We've got a character base, we've got a lot going on. I think I'm gonna just call it now for the night. Go rest, um, think on some more things. Obviously, there's a lot to do, but I mean, if we flesh out a little bit of the storyline, then we can then go into doing more of the scripting. Um, which is going to be horrendous because I can't write for the life of me. I'm not a small details person. I suck at dialogue. I suck at all those things. So I may or may not have to source that out to my partner and see if he wants to do it. And then yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it for the night. I'm going to go and maybe cook myself something to eat, or I don't know. But yeah, is Coffin still on? Who's on right now? Let's see. Let's see who's available. If anybody is on to raid. Coffins is on to raid. Let us raid Coffins. Um. Okie dokie. Um. Yeah, let's just. I'm so done for the day. Oh my gosh, I'm over it. Um, yeah, let's raid Coffins and see you guys there. I'm probably, like I said, gonna go and grab something to eat and everything, but I will join you in that chat. Let's just head on over. Let's manage the stream. Yes, done. Coffins and coffee. There we go.